removes those components from their curriculum. We have had organizations in the past that have been interested in that, but having to remove any kind of religious training or any kind of religious teachings has generally steered them away from that. However, there are faith-based organizations that are interested in the progress and the academic success of public school students, and so they do choose to, either through board representation or through some type of involvement, have members of their organization be involved in a particular school or a particular group of schools.
Does anyone else have a comment?
I might just add.
Go ahead.
There are six Catholic schools in Washington, D.C. that I think many of you have read about, and those, I think there are 6 Catholic schools in Washington, D.C. which have decided to close and reopen and reapply as public charter schools.
So I was just going to mention that in Kansas City we have a few of our parochial schools that are looking at a conversion model. Yes, exactly, no pun intended, of converting their parochial school to a public charter school, and they're just in the exploration stages of that. Prior to University Academy, I did work at Brookside Charter School, which had been a private school which converted to a charter school. So I was there during that process of them moving from a private school to a public school, which is a little easier than a parochial or religiously based school becoming a charter school.
And we, as part of our application process, do ask about whether or not it is the same board of a pre-existing private school, religious school, whatever, to try and get at the issue of not simply trying to convert, again, the private to a public to access public funds. So we do ask those questions.
Okay. And one other thing too about just one last note, and what makes charter schools public, aside from how they're funded, is also that they're free and open to all kids. So there's no discrimination in enrollment based on test scores or anything like that. So that's something else to consider when you talk about the difference between a private school and a public school. Though oftentimes I think some of the reasons why people like small private schools are some of the reasons why I like small charter schools. Independent board, strong school culture, parent involvement and engagement, that kind of stuff. So anyways, okay, Sherry, a quick question for you. What about extracurriculars in charter schools? Yours, from having been in your school, I know you've got a pretty robust extracurricular program, and maybe talk a little bit about what how that plays into what you've done and what the strategy was on it.
We do offer a lot of extracurricular activities for our students, starting at kindergarten all the way through the high school level. At the high school level, we do have a very small high school of approximately 200 students, which does limit our capacity to offer a lot of activities, but we do have all the sports. We're a Division 1A school, so we're small. We play small schools, which causes us to travel quite a bit to get to those schools to play. We play football, volleyball, basketball. We have a baseball team this year, which is exciting. So we do offer all those sports kinds of things, as well as we have a band, we have an orchestra, we have a full vocal music program, K-12, we have a full art. We teach Spanish to every student beginning at kindergarten. They get an hour's worth of Spanish once a week. So we do offer a lot of things. We partner with the YMCA to offer basketball leagues for our young students starting at kindergarten on up. We do have a before and after school program with Link, which is the local investment group in Kansas City that does offer a lot of enrichment kinds of extracurricular activities. So we do offer all those, very similar to a traditional public school.
And on the other end of that spectrum, I helped start a couple of schools in another state that were very small. And so our extracurriculars, this is where the freedom that is a charter school, because the students you attract will have different interests. So we had chess, ping pong, And there's leagues, and stuff like that. So you can do very robust programs if you have the enrollment and the capacity to do that, or you can also modify